this year will tell whether Serraldo's a real deal or not.
It's true, actually.
Because the first year, we
Garbage.
absolutely were rubbish. The second year, we performed better and we exceeded a few expectations.
That's the thing now. I'm thinking, was that a fluke? Or did we see a glimpse of what Dogs can do?
Yes.
I grew up loving this team. In fact, it was 99 grand final, but we lost the grand final.
Yeah.
That really, I fell in love with them after that game. I was so heartbroken, and I wanted to see them get back on track.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back actually to a brand new episode of League Chat with the Stat. It's been a couple of years. I know I've gone through a few changes in terms of different places where I record. I first started off in a studio over in Padstow at a mate's house, then I moved it back to where I was living, and then I called that a studio, and now we're here. Brand new setup compared to what you've seen in the last few times I've done this, but I'm back, very excited, really rapt to be doing this again. But guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, like I said, to Have a Chat Productions. That's where you'll find all League Chat with the Stat content. Look, really wrapped to kick off the year. I have a good friend of mine, a big Dragon supporter with me, Mr. G.
How you guys doing?
How are you, buddy?
It's B, mate.
Mate, what an honor to have you on the first episode.
It's about bloody time, you know?
It is about
I'm
time.
like, why does my best mate here get me up on this, what do you call it, podcast?
I know.
It's like, you know what, you're not good enough. And I agree. I'm not good enough. Let me just say, if I get a bit excited, I do talk fast and mumble, so just bear with me. I will try my best.
That's all right. All good.
partner.
You can also look in that camera there, because that's where...
Gotcha. See, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's
I'm
all
looking
right.
at Ray, look at the camera.
You're looking at all the shot.
Over there.
That's all right. And speaking of Ray, we've got Ray hiding over there. Hawaii, pal.
What's happening, champion?
Mate, it's look, I've got to say it's a little odd. I have to say that you're doing the IT for my podcast.
It trips me out, but I'm very excited.
Now, I know you are. I know.
Yeah, big smile on his face.
Nah, he's wrapped.
He's excited.
Listen, I've been trying to get League Chat with the Stat onto Have a Chat Productions for at least 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And now it's here.
We got him.
Now we're running, and I'm excited, bro. It's good to go.
Yeah, no, look, it is exciting. I'm pretty wrapped. I won't lie. Look, I'm just going to kick it off with a shout out to one of our new fans, Mr. Jordan Strubrick.
Hey,
Mate, he came up to me last week. Came up to me last week and has been asking me, because I watched the 30-second clip of your intro and when's your podcast coming out? Well, mate, this episode's dedicated to you, pal. I hope you enjoy it.
That's good.
Just wanted to give a little shout out there. Let's get straight into it.
Nice.
It's going to be a bit of a longer episode than usual than what I'm going to be dropping this season. But really excited anyway. We're going to get straight into it. So really keen.
Cool, bro.
G,
Yeah, brother.
you go for the Dragons?
What a team.
What a team, bro.
Mate, it's like a child. If they're naughty, if they hate you, you still love them.
Yes.
This team,
Yes.
I grew up loving this team. In fact, it was 99 grand final when we lost the grand final.
Yeah.
That really, I fell in love with them after that game. I was so heartbroken, and I wanted to see them get back on track.
Yeah.
Took about 11 years, but we got there.
You got there in the end.
It was good.
Good old Wayne Bennett, the Wayne Bennett factor.
I mean, Benno, those 3 years, the best 3 years of the Dragon history.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
After that, it was the flop. The
Yeah.
last 15 years, crap.
But hopefully you guys will be on the up with Flanagan at the helm.
Look, Flanagan, honestly, I love him. I can really see change in this guy. Last year was a big difference.
Yeah.
He's a great coach. The players respect him. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to tell you suck.
Yeah.
If you suck, move away. If you're good, sweet. He's not afraid. Great coach. He's done great signings for the club. Mate, the club needs a massive rebuild. I think last year was a good start.
Yeah.
This year's even better. We did lose Lomax and Hunt. But, I mean, for the players he's got for this year, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, Gutherson, Val Holmes, Damien Cook, just to name a few.
Gula.
Yeah, Omri Gula, that's right.
Francis Molo.
Francis Molo
He's Gonskis.
is probably Gonskis, yeah.
But you know what? Not a big loss. That Gula guy, the last 2 games I watched him play, he's really stepped up. He's got a point to prove.
Yeah. No, look, you make some great points there. And I think there's a bit of rumblings at the moment that Clemmer could possibly join you guys.
It's not a bad signing,
I
honestly.
mean, look, I know he's a bit older, and he'll add to your forward pack
31.
a little bit. Yeah.
31, honestly, what age was he when he started? Must have been 19 or something. 20.
That must have been young, yeah. It was pretty young when we started at the Dogs.
He was a machine to Dogs.
Yeah, that was probably the best years of his career.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
A beast. But honestly, when you don't have forwards and it's not on the market, you take what you can get.
That's right. And because there's lack of players on the market at the moment, it's a lot harder to kind of see who's out there. So anyone that has a bit of rumblings at their club and can come off contract, it kind of works out in a good way.
But the thing is, bro, with the Dragons, the last 2 years, the players have signed, they don't want to come to Dragons, but they have no choice. It's like the club don't want them, we'll take them. No one believes in our club yet, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So we still need to prove ourselves before we can actually go into the market and get better players.
Well, the Shane Flanagan factor for me is one that I love the most. Like when he was off contract and the Bulldogs were trying to find the coach, I was really pushing for Shane Flanagan because I know the kind of difference he will make.
Yeah.
I saw what he did at the Sharks when obviously there was a few years where it was a bit hazard going in terms of their form and everything, but they trusted the process.
Yeah.
And what he was able to do, he was able to attract a lot of players.
That's it.
He got in Ben Barber, Luke Lewis. He got all the Carney at the time, and he brought in all these different type of players that actually changed the club moving forward, and they ended up winning that premiership and a great side that year. And so that's what I believe he'll do for you guys. And to bring in names like I've mentioned earlier, Gutho, Cook, Val,
massive, bro.
Yeah, huge,
massive,
huge.
Like,
so
I have no doubt. I honestly believe we will win a premiership with this guy.
Yeah,
Shane Flanagan will get us a premiership. I guarantee you.
Yeah, big tip.
But I think in the next 2 years you'll see a massive difference in the Dragons team. I think we're still rebuilding.
Yep.
Another year or two, I think they'll be like top 4.
Because at the moment, another player that you've signed that just came to mind, Lachlan Ilias, is coming as your 7 to replace Ben Hunt. And at the moment, there's a lot of talk about how the Dragons are going to fare, considering, they've got Gutho at fullback, Cook at hooker, but then you've got Kyle Flanagan and Lachlan Ilias in the halves. Like, how do you see that from a fan? How do you think that will go this year?
Flanagan, I think, already the last 2 games has really stepped up.
Yep.
His show and go, wow. All right. When Hunt was there, it was a Hunt show featuring Flanagan.
Yep.
I think this year's other way around.
Yep.
I think it's Flanagan featuring Elias.
Okay.
I think Elias, he's not there yet. I mean, he's coming off a broken leg. I honestly think it'll take him some time. He's not a bad player. I mean, at South, they grabbed this guy to replace Adam Reynolds.
Yep.
But the problem was they didn't treat him fairly. They wanted him to play like Reynolds. He's not Reynolds.
Yep.
He's got his own style of game. All right. And I believe they didn't let him play that style of game. So once he gets his confidence back, the Dragons, I can give it a few months, he'll step up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we'll just have to see how it goes. And obviously, trying to get your forwards into coming as well. Yeah. But we'll move on to the next club. I thought we'd kick it off, seeing you're the Dragons fan, we'll kick it off. The Broncos.
Yeah.
Now, they only have signed Ben Hunt. I mean...
Same team, right?
Same team. But different structure. Michael Maguire comes in to replace Kevin Walters as coach. Yeah. And I really know that there's been a lot of changes in terms of their training and their structure and how Maguire wants the team to run.
Yeah.
Look, I think there could be a top 4 team. It's pretty much the same team they've had the last few years. They've still got great players in their team. To add to that Ben Hunt, I mean, for me, it screams top 4 again.
This team, all right. Maguire, for me, he's a good coach, but I don't know. He had the Tigers. Did absolutely nothing with them.
Yep.
If he was a good coach, I think something would have, changed the Tigers team to be a better team. So he's not a bad coach, but it's not like, for me, it's like an excellent coach, like a wall. He's done good things, don't get me wrong. Broncos team, they're a good side, bro.
Yeah.
They should have won that grand final, but I think the inexperienced players will let them down.
Yeah.
It's too young, 20, 21.
Yeah, a lot of kids.
Last year, I was expecting big things from the Broncos.
Yep.
But I think it got to their heads, really cocky.
Yeah.
And they fumbled.
Yeah.
This year, bro, they've got the same team. If Ben Hart was there last year, they would have won the grand final. Guaranteed.
Wow. Yeah?
I guarantee it.
Wow.
This year, bro, if you think about it, you got Reynolds, who's 35. Ben Hart is 35. That's 7 years between them. Now, they're old, but same team with Ben Hart, I think they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I hate to say it because I hate Hart, but I think they're going to top 4, no problem.
Yeah.
But depending on injuries.
That's right, of course.
If they can hold their players on the field, I think top 4, no problem.
Well, last year, I know that last year they only played 7 or 8 games with their, or maybe even a bit less. With their spine. So they didn't really get to have time to kind of gel together and as much as they would have liked to, because there was a lot of injuries. Walsh was out for a little bit. There was that cheekbone injury he copped, and then he got ruled out a few weeks after Origin. Reynolds was out for most of the year as well. So there was a lot of chopping and changing when it came into the spine. Now, I think that Broncos will, like you're saying, I agree. I think top 4's within their reach. I think they can even get there.
Yep.
They'll be amongst all the other teams who I also think will make top 4. But I think with Maguire at the helm, with a good board, I think Maguire struggled at the Tigers because...
Maguire?
Michael Maguire, yeah. Yeah, look, I think he's proven that he can win a comp. He won it at the Rabbitohs. He had success in the Super League. He did great things for New South Wales. I know that it's different and the time was different, but with the Tigers, I really believe that while he did contribute in signing some of the players that they signed that didn't turn out great, going into the Tigers, I feel like no coach can be successful at the Tigers with the way their board is.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, of course, like I said, they signed players that maybe shouldn't have signed. But again, probably at the time, I'm trying to remember that what was available at the time at the market probably wouldn't have been the best. And Tigers had a lot, kind of what the Dragons are doing now. The Tigers had a lot of money, needed to spend, needed to recruit. So,
But no one wants to go there.
Yeah, but now time will tell.
Yeah.
Now time will tell what Maguire will do at the Broncos.
It's true.
But now that he's got all the old boys on their side, now that he's got the board intact and they're ready to go to back Maguire, and we know how tough Maguire is when it comes to defense, and he's kind of the same thing where he doesn't care if we think he's a superstar and he doesn't think they're good. Like there's talk that Gehamat Shibasaki won't come in and start round 1.
Yeah.
He's been he's been around a few clubs, went to Japan Union, never got a crack in, but Maguire sees something that we don't see. He's like, you know what? No, I think he'll be good. So we could see a lot of that with the Broncos issue.
Yeah.
Which I'm keen to see. Raiders is an interesting one. Now, I know that they've lost a lot of experience. You know, Nick Kotrick, Jordan Rapana, Elliot Whitehead. They're all gone.
Old boys.
Yeah, old boys, but the experience.
I think Whitehead was a big loss.
Yep.
For him. Rapana, Kotrick, they're on the way out. You know what I mean?
Kotrick, to a degree.
Yeah.
I thought he played better footy last year, but Jordan Rapana was just solid for them.
He was.
It was like, I know that he's about 34, 35 years old, but he was solid.
34, 35.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's solid.
This Canberra side, bro, to me, they're mediocre. Like, I don't see them making the 8.
Okay.
I see them maybe 10, 11, 12. I don't see them making much of a dent this year, to be honest.
That's fair. I know they've got a lot of forwards.
See, Canberra are big on forwards. They've always been big on forwards, but lacking the halves. And so that's they're good forwards.
Yeah.
But
Well, they have signed Ethan Sanders from Parramatta, who's been tempted to do big things.
he's a rookie, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a rookie. And they've got Jamal Fogarty there. They've got KO Weeks moving to fullback because it worked well last year. And I think to start the year, he's done well.
He's an exciting player to
Yeah,
watch.
very exciting.
Yeah.
So there's that. Like I know their backs, they've sort of to a degree like struggled a bit as well, but they do have Tomoko.
Yeah.
You know, he's an international center. You know, he's solid.
Yeah. I just don't see him doing much this year.
Yeah,
bro.
no, that's fair. Like, I know that they've signed another forward. I think from my memory, I think it's Matty Nicholson. They've signed from overseas, Warrington. So I know he'll come in and he will obviously get integrated into what they're trying to do.
Yep.
Again, it's obviously with everything, as we say, time will tell. But I agree with you in the sense I don't know if Raiders can make the 8, and I don't think the dent they can make in the competition this year, I don't think it'll be as. But like, it just depends. I think we have to just wait and see. My doggies. Now,
Mate.
look, I got to say this. This year will tell whether Serraldo's a real deal or not.
It's true, actually.
Because the first year, we
Garbage.
absolutely were rubbish. The second year, we performed better and we exceeded a few expectations.
But that's the thing that I'm thinking, was that a fluke or did we see a glimpse of what dogs can do?
And I think this year will be that we find that out.
Yeah.
Because while there are some standouts from last year, I thought the way we ended the season was really poor. I think there was a lot of burnout.
Very disappointing.
It was disappointing. There was a lot of burnout in terms of like the repeated efforts that we needed week in, week out. We were light on forwards as well. Not an excuse.
Yeah.
I was under the belief that last year we would beat Manly in the quarterfinal. We'd make it to the semi-final. I was under the full belief we could even beat the Roosters at the time. And then we'd go to the preliminary final versus Melbourne and lose to Melbourne.
Can I say, bro, that game against Manly, you guys were on top. But, mate, DCE,
Yeah.
masterclass.
Yeah.
When I was watching the tries, like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know that time will tell, you know, when it comes to seeing how things will go for the Dogs. But like I said, this is a year that will prove if Serraldo's a real deal or not. Because
Yeah,
the first year wasn't great. The second year was, like I said, there was a bit more success. In terms of players that we signed Montoya from the Warriors, Tuala from the Knights, and we signed Tom Amoni from Super League, which I'm not really hearing amazing things about in terms of him going New South Wales Cup. Yeah, so I know that we've signed Marcelo Montoya from the Warriors. We signed Tom Amoni from Super League, which I'm not really hearing great things about in terms of how preseason's going so far.
Yeah, I heard that.
We did sign Inari Tuala from Knights and Titili Tupanua. I know that they're improvements to what we're trying to add to
It'll make a difference.
Tupanua.
Yeah. Big difference.
I hope so.
You got the same team,
Yeah.
right? With him on top.
That's right.
So you guys should be better than last year.
Yeah, there's no excuse now. So how I see it is I genuinely believe the Dogs have a real chance at the top 4.
See, for me, I don't think they're top 4.
Okay.
I see maybe 5th or 6th.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah. Yeah. 6th last year or 5th?
6th.
6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be roughly in the same boat as last year.
Yeah, I
feel
think, well, how I look at it, G, is the fact that the Dogs last year, like we had Connor Tracy play at fullback, and he killed it for
That
us
was a
last
surprise,
year.
by the way.
Yeah, which was great.
it
I
was
knew that
good.
he was capable. He's always been a great utility, so I've known that he's always been capable to do so.
Kurt Mann.
Kurt Mann was a difference
That was a
maker for
surprise
us.
for me, man.
Yeah.
He was good for us in 2018.
Yeah,
Did not expect him to do anything for you guys.
yeah.
And wow.
That's right. And so now that now they've got a full preseason with the same combinations, I really feel like there's no excuse. If
should
we're going
be
to build
better.
off last year,
they should
So
be
for
better.
me, while we finished 6th last year, I genuinely believe we have a real shot at the top 4.
Okay.
And I think we'd be one of the 4 teams that really do make the top 4.
Okay.
But I'm keen to see how things go. I'm willing to give it a shot and see how it pans out. But like you said, no excuses from last year. And like I said, we'll be able to tell if Serraldo's will do or not.
That is true.
Sharks,
Sharkies, mate.
they've added Fanua Blake to the same side they've got last year.
Listen, this team's a freak. All right, Nico Hines is a machine. Yes, he goes hiding, he goes missing in the big games, but that's something the coach can fix, I believe. Help him to build his confidence.
Yeah.
Shark is a great side. They've got Fanua Blake, who's trimmed.
Yeah.
He looks like an animal.
Yeah, he's looking good in the trials.
He's top 4. They're top 4, no problem. If I honestly think this year Melbourne Sharks grand final.
Melbourne Sharks.
Yeah.
Oh, early pick.
That's what I'm saying.
Melbourne
Panthers,
Sharks.
last 5 years, mate, well done. I applaud you.
Yeah.
You've won the last 4 grand finals. I think this is the year that I make it to grand final.
All right. Well, we'll touch on Penrith in a moment. But on the Sharkies, they've got, like I said, they've got the same team as last year. You know, they'll lose Atkinson next year to the Dragons,
that's gonna
and
be
they'll
good.
make some, which will be good for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But Nico Hines really struggled last year. I know that towards the back end, he broke his leg, and he really struggled, and after Origin and everything else. And they proved that Hines can even move to fullback. He's done it at Melbourne, and he did well there. You know, Trindle and
Atkinson?
Atkinson, sorry, yeah, they both killed it, and they did well to the back end of last year.
They did.
And so they carried the Sharks, their way through, and then Hines came back. So for me, how I see it is you got to look at the Sharks they can do what they can to get there. They got the team to do it. They got the same team and Fanua Blake. Like for me, there's no excuses. They got it. I reckon they do potentially sniff out the top 4 as well.
Yeah, I think so.
And Fanua Blake will just be part of that. I think he'll play less minutes than what he was doing at the Warriors, and because they've got great forwards there for this year already.
But Katoa's out as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Katoa's out for the
5
next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, that's a
but
big
they've
loss.
got Samuel Stone Street, who played well last
Hazelton?
year. Hazelton forwards as well.
He's good.
I mean, they've got coverage. They've got good depth as well. They're in their premiership window at the moment.
Definitely.
That's how I see it.
If Hines doesn't buckle,
Yeah.
like he did in the last 2 years, and that's because after Origin, bro, he sucked at Origin.
Yeah. He was
Comes
rubbish.
back and his confidence was shot.
Yeah.
He won't get picked this year.
No.
If he builds on that, confidence gets built, I think he will dominate. Shark will dominate. They'll be top 4.
yeah.
It all depends on him.
Yeah. I think so. And I think that if something was to happen to Hines, the way they went last year, Atkinson and
But
Trindle
they're
will do
winning
fine.
games.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, they're still playing
Playing
great
with
footy.
confidence, machines.
Yeah, for sure. Dolphins is an interesting one. They've lost Bennett. Now Christian Wolf will come in and take over at the Dolphins. They've made a couple of signings. Kuli Kefufini Furiaki from the Cowboys. They signed...
Tongue twister.
Yeah, I know, right? Max Fiagai, Daniel Saifidi, and Junior Tupou.
That's big guy, rubbish.
Yeah, from the Dragons.
The tongue twister, fantastic. I
Yeah.
think he is just beginning. He's going to be a machine.
Yeah,
Right?
he'll do really well.
We tried chasing him, but obviously he's
That's
from
right.
the Dragons.
Yeah.
Saifidi's still got a lot in him, I think.
Okay.
He'll prove different.
I think change of scenery will be good for
Yeah.
him.
See, the Dolphins, Wolf is a good coach.
Yeah.
Didn't he win a premiership?
In Super League, yeah, he won 3 in a row in Super League,
There you
and,
go.
and he's been coaching Tonga as well.
He's a good coach. Now, with Bennett there, they were mediocre. I don't think they made it yet the first year or the second year, right?
No.
See, again, I don't see them making the 8.
Okay.
But then again, they could.
Yeah.
So it's one of those teams where it's like, I'm just not sure about.
Yeah, I've got him sitting around anywhere
9.
between 7 to 9.
Yeah, I think 9th.
Yeah, 7
8,
to 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
I think we'll just have to see whether they fall under that, under the bracket of post Wayne Bennett.
Exactly. And they're half pairing. Katoa's a machine, but he's still young.
Yeah.
And
Nicarima?
Nicarima, I don't rate him at all.
Really?
Nah,
I thought he was pretty solid in the halves last year for the
he's
Dolphins.
okay.
Okay.
But again, I think their halves aren't strong enough to get
Fair.
in through the big ones.
Fair. And I know they've got a bit of depth in the halves as well. So I think 7 to 9. I think that's where they kind of
That's
sit
fair.
in that range.
I'll move on that one.
Gold Coast. Now, their halves are always injury prone. So, like, you got Ashley Brimson injury prone. Jaden Campbell's had a few injuries as well. You know, Kieran Ford, and they've added RCG as their only signing for the year, which adds more to the forwards. Where do you see it?
This team, I cannot remember the last time they made the 8.
Yeah, there's potential.
There's potential every year. They got Fafita.
Yeah.
They got Tino.
Yeah.
Probably 2 of the best players in the league. Top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
And they're just, Fafita's lazy, I feel like, these days. He's not living up to his potential.
Yeah.
Tino, coming back from ACL,
Yeah.
how's he gonna go?
Yeah.
The captain.
That was a big loss for them last year.
Big
They
loss.
definitely struggled in the forward pack in that regard.
They're not making the 8 this year. I don't see it. Foran's too old. I think he's done.
Okay.
Personally, I don't see this team going very far.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick at the moment. It's really hard to see.
Disappointing. I like them.
They've got a good team. They've got good depth in the backs. You know, they've got Keanu Kinney, who's really exciting fullback. I'm more very questioning on the halves. I'm not sure how the halves are going to go, how it's going to look like. I can see a lot of chopping and changing as well. They've got good forwards, like Fodawaker, Fashul Malaawi, Fafita, RCG will add to that as well. Chris Randall, he's a bit of an underrated forward there they got as well. So they're all top. Bo Firma. Like, it all add up. They're all, Bo Firma was great.
They remind me of the Canberra Raiders. Great forward pack. That's about it, really.
Yeah, like they've even got good backs. I mean,
They're decent.
Brian Kelly's good, Philip
right,
Sammy's
actually.
good. Like they've got the mix, they have the potential. They just need to stay on the field.
Yeah.
That's how I see it for
I'm
them.
on that, yeah.
Melbourne, they've added Stefano Utoikamanu.
This team,
Mate.
for once in my life, I'd like to see them not make the 8.
Yeah, I know. But they're
I'll
too
bet
good.
money on this team every year to make the 8, and I'll be a millionaire.
I know.
Mate, they got the same team, right? With, I can't even say his name.
Stefano.
Stefano, that's it. Mate, they're going to first, second this year.
Yeah.
They'll be in the grand final.
They'll be in the grand final, yeah, like you
100%.
mentioned earlier. Yeah, I see them in the grand final as well.
100%.
I think it'll just be another year, Bellamy at the helm. They'll just do business as usual.
I believe this team is the best well-coached team I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, for sure. The next team, the Warriors. You know, they've made a couple of signings. Tana Boyd from Gold Coast,
Harris.
Aaron Clark, Fisher Harris. Now, covering the losses of Sean Johnson and Tohu Harris, I don't know if they've got enough coverage in the halves, because I know they've got Tamari Martin, they've got Luke Metcalf.
Metcalf is a gun.
Yeah.
Last year he got injured, unfortunately. He was carving up.
Yeah, it was carving up. It was doing well.
He's a machine.
Did you see them in the 8?
No way in the world. I see him bottom 4.
Bottom 4?
Bottom 4. You had Fanil Blake. They got rid of him for Fisher Harris. It's pretty much the same. Those
Okay.
two guys, to me, best forwards in the comp. So nothing there, really. Sean Johnson, he was on his last legs.
Yeah, last year wasn't his best year last
No,
year.
it wasn't. I don't see them making much of
Not much of a dent.
anything really.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen them in between the 12 to 16 mark.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's where I see them. Okay, Newcastle. I've been saying
Newcastle.
since the beginning of the year, my hot take is that Newcastle will come last this year.
Who the hell are their halves? Do they even know?
They
Do
don't
the
have no
halves even
idea.
know?
They have 6 halves on their books, 6 halves on their books, and they've gone with a guy who played wing last year to go in that as their 5/8. I mean, they haven't really signed anyone that's well known apart from James Schiller and Brad Arthur's son Matt.
Rubbish.
They've got Jackson Hastings, they've got Jack Cogger, they've got Tyson Gamble,
And all mediocre halves.
they've got Will Price. Now they're moving Schiller into 5/8. I truly believe with what they've got, I feel like they're a sinking ship.
Yep.
I feel like Adam O'Brien is overrated and he's done nothing since he's been there.
Yeah.
They've made the finals a few times. I don't see that this year.
Yeah.
They are my team to come last this year.
Look,
I don't see any improvement.
Ponga there's like a glimpse of hope that
Yeah.
might finish 15 or 16.
Yep.
Pong gets injured, straight last.
Yeah, and
They got nothing.
obviously Tyson Frizzell's getting a bit older. Dan Gagai, who's playing well, is getting a bit older.
trying
Bradman
to
Best is a
move
bit
him on.
injury prone. I know.
Trying to move Tyson on.
Yeah. I know.
Which is-
After he just re-signed.
Says a lot.
Yeah.
So their club's in all sorts, bro.
And their salary cap is
That's- I was about to say that
it's
too.
the biggest problem at the moment.
Yeah.
They're offloading players, trying to get players. They want to get Dylan Brown. They're willing to throw whatever money and
Yeah.
whatever deal they want just to get attraction to the club again.
Yeah, that's not, again, nothing.
Yeah.
Team.
The Cowboys.
Okay, I've got Knights and Cowboys fighting for the spoon this year.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, Cowboys lost Val Holmes. That's a big loss.
Hmm.
All right. Apart from that, who they really signed?
John Bateman.
He's like the Tigers. I think
Yeah, but
he can improve.
I think he can improve. I think if we can see the form that he had at Canberra, I think he can really improve.
Yeah.
But apparently he's done well in the preseason since he's moved there. Like every other coach will hype up every
Unimpressed. Of
signing.
course, they got
They signed Carl Lawton from Manly, which is more of a utility.
nothing.
Which is a bit whatever. Kyle O'Donnell from overseas and Jackson Paulo, he's gone from Rabbitohs or Roosters to Manly. Like he's all over the shop. So haven't really made a dent. They did. They do have a couple of halves because they did lose Townsend as well to the Roosters, which could be a factor. So now it's just a matter of who plays 7.
They've got a lot of young guns.
Yeah, Tom Duffy, Jackson Purdue.
That's it.
Yeah.
Was he in the halves?
Yeah, he can play. He played centers.
And Labour as well.
They're Labour. Yeah.
I think they're focusing a lot on the young stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, it's still too early to say anything, but I just don't think the young guys are going to do anything in the next couple of years anyway. Build their confidence up.
Yeah.
Until then, I feel like they're going to be a nothing team as well.
Yeah. I think they're going to probably. You reckon it'll be the start of the decline for them?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fair call. Parramatta, not really hot on them. I think they're okay, but I'm not really hot on them. First year that Riles comes in, you know, they've made impressive signings in terms of Jack Williams from the Sharks, who's carved up preseason.
He's good, is he?
Yeah, or Junior Paulo, who's obviously been there for a while now, but he's lost like 10, 12 kilos.
Yeah, he's trimmed up.
So he's trimmed up. They've signed Ado Carr, Lomax, Isaiah Ayongi, who'll be their fullback.
Weapon.
He looks good.
Watching him, he looks fresh. He looks clean. He's going to kill it.
Come from Penrith.
Yeah.
You know, the last player that came from Penrith for them was Jermaine Hopgood, and look how good he's done for Parramatta. And they've signed like a couple of depth players in Joash Papali'i and Jordan Samani from the Bulldogs as well.
Look, decent signings for this year. I think Lomax won't be as effective in attack in the centres. He wants to play centre, but mate, Shane Fangan saw that you're rubbish, and he's rubbish.
And put him on the wing and absolutely killed it.
I'm calling it. He's going to be a dud buy for the Parramatta Eels if they keep him in the centres.
Yeah.
Move him back to the wing, and he'll shine.
Yeah.
I don't have him in my either.
Yeah, I don't have him in my data either. Now, there's a lot of question marks around Dylan Brown and what's going to happen with his contract and everything else.
That's a lot of
Mitch
noise.
Moses' form. Yeah, it's too much noise.
That's enough noise to say the team aren't making the eight.
And for rookie coach as well.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want that, mate.
There's a lot going on there for Jason Riles. It'll be a tough issue for Jason.
Yeah.
Panthers, they, again, freakish side. They've only added to their team in Isaiah Papali'i and Blaise Talangi.
Yeah.
Now, Papali'i did struggle at Tigers, but if he can recapture the form, and I believe he will, because the Penrith system's incredible. If he can recapture the form at Parramatta, the way he played at Parramatta into Penrith, no problem. And Blaise Talangi, will he be the one to play 6 for Luai?
He's a weapon. I don't see him at 6.
Yep.
I think he's a gun center. But there was talks that the Penrith side on Friday night. I'm looking at this team list, thinking who are these players, and they pumped Manly.
Yeah, who played played a few of their first graders. Yeah,
I cannot believe what I saw.
Yeah, it's a system that Feel Good built over.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
So no question, top 4.
Yeah, no question. And they did lose Fisher Harris, Ayongi to Parramatta, Jerome Luai.
Top 4.
Yeah,
no problem.
top 4. But you're saying that this will be the year that they won't win the comp?
And they won't even make the grand final. There's no way.
Okay.
5 years in a row is like, mate.
It's insane.
How on earth did you do that?
Yeah.
And
it's
they
definitely
didn't cheat
insane.
the cap. Like, mate, nah.
Yeah,
not
for
this
sure.
year.
Well, let's move on to the Rabbitohs. Now, they get Wayne Bennett back in.
Big plus.
They've signed Ewan Aitken, who I think is a great buy.
Yep.
Great player. Lewis Dodd from England, which we'll get into in a sec. Lachlan Hubner from the Dolphins. Jamie Humphries from Sea Eagles, who we've seen a little bit in the trials and are really impressed with him. Very impressive. They've signed Jaden Sullivan initially from you guys. Only on a 1-year deal on loan. He'll go back to Tigers next year.
He's got the richest deal in rugby at the moment.
And he hasn't really proven how well it can be. And Josh Schuster, who I'm starting to hear that he may not even play. There's just a lot of injury issues. His confidence isn't there. And they're saying if Bennett can't get the best out of him, who's going? Yeah, exactly.
His lifeline is it.
Look, at the moment, in when you look at a full strength team for the Rabbitohs under Bennett, they look like a top 8 side again.
Any team under Bennett, you think that.
But look at the players that the Rabbitohs have. You know, you'll get a sharper, refined Latrell who's lost a lot of weight. You know, Cody Walker, who's played great footy under as well. They signed Ewan Aitken. The problem at the moment is, obviously, as we would all know, the injuries that have happened to Latrell and Cam Murray.
Enemy at the moment.
Yeah, injuries. Yeah, it's been killing them. And obviously, Cody Walker's not fit 100%. Alex Johnston's still recovering from an Achilles.
As well.
Ewan Aitken won't play the first month. It's huge. Now, they've signed Lewis Dodd from England. And in the 2 games I've seen him play, I'm not impressed.
Garbage. He's on 700k.
700k a year, big money.
Big hopes for this guy.
Big hopes.
Mate, I watched Charity Shield today.
Yep.
Right? We were dominating 34-0.
Yep.
This Dodds gets sent off the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
In that 10 minutes, Humphries destroyed us.
Yeah, he killed it.
He did so good, he kept him off the field.
Yeah.
Dodds didn't come back on.
That's right. And I think for me, the coach, this is where the coach really has to see, are you going to put the guy who's they're paying 700k for, or are you going to play who's paying better?
Exactly right.
For me, it's Humphries.
100%.
There's a reason that Bennett signed Humphries over from Manly as a cover. I know he was looking out for depth for hooker for Mamuzalis because they lost Cook, and obviously to play 7. But I really think the way it's gone so far, and Humphries was impressive at the Charity Shield as well. Yeah, he really killed it. Yeah, look, Rabbitohs will struggle this year with all these injuries.
Yeah, are they going to make the 8? I think it depends on the injuries.
Yeah.
if they stay fit, it's going to be very hard. I mean, you got Murray out for what, 2 months, I heard?
Yeah.
Longer?
Yeah. No, or the year, probably the year.
Latro's out for 2 months.
Latro's out for 2 months, and if it's confirmed ruptured Achilles, the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Injuries will make them stay in the bottom 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Yeah, I think they'll be at the bottom. If not, I think they'll scrape through the 8 if they make it. Roosters, they've only signed Chad Townsend, which I laughed at when they first signed it, but now
It's done, mate.
hindsight is, but you know what? Send Smith out with the ACL injury to start as well. Brendan Smith out. Chad Townsend comes in. Not Sandon Smith, sorry, Sam Walker.
Oh, I was going to say no, not him too.
Yeah, no, not him.
Who did I have left?
Apologies. They've lost a lot. You know, Jennings
I've counted
retired.
8.
Yeah,
8
Kiri.
main players.
Well, Jennings was retired. Kiri went to Super League. Manu Union. Terrell May released to the Tigers, which was a bit of a shock.
Jared.
Jared Hargraves, Joseph
Swaley.
Soiliti, and Satilu Tupanua. Lost a lot. Haven't really brought anyone in. I'm not seeing Roosters make the finals.
Oh, look, no question. Like, I'm so confident Panthers will make the top 4.
Yep.
I'm so confident Roosters will not make the 8.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they come last this year, I will not be surprised. But when you got Robson there, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I look at this side and think, who do they have? Tedesco, who's like, what, 34, 35?
Yeah, 32, 33, but he's still playing good football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's still playing good footy. That's the thing. If Tedesco was past his peak, it would show, but he's not. They've still got a good forward pack. I mean, Lindsay Collins. They've got Terrell May obviously moved to the Tigers, but they've got Lindsay Collins over there at prop. Their back row is still good. Angus Crichton. You know, they've got the Butcher brothers.
Yeah, look.
Victor Radley. I mean, it's not terrible.
Look, the Roosters to me were always the side that I was scared of.
Yeah.
But this year, it's like, mate, they don't look threatening at all.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they lost that much experience. They lost a lot of go forward.
And they bought no one, surprisingly.
Yeah, they only bought no. They're relying on the depth that they've got in their juniors for the first time ever. Roosters always buy everyone. So that'd be crazy. The last team we're going to review are the Tigers. They've had this boom the last 3 years, but they've recruited pretty well. You know, Terrell May, Jerome Luai, Jack Bird, Gerard Skelton, to name a few. Royce Hunt.
He's good.
Now, I don't think the Tigers will make the 8. I think they can sit anywhere between 10 to 14 to start the year. How do you see it?
Guarantee you they will not get the wooden spoon 4 years in a row.
100%. No, there's no
If
chance.
they get the wooden spoon, I'm doing new run. around Ray's house. Guarantee you.
All right, noted.
There's no way they'll get 4 years in a row.
No, there's no
I'll
chance.
happily do a new run. Happily. If they do that, right? The players they signed for this year, all right, round of applause. Now, with Luai's contract, it's a bit funny. But when you're last and you have no,
you need that.
like, mate, throw whatever you can, just get them in.
Yeah, for
Get
sure.
them in. Their board's in shambles as well.
Yeah.
Rubbish board.
Yeah, disgusting.
But I think they will hover around 12 mark, 12, 14.
Yeah, I see that as well. Luai makes a huge difference to that side.
100%.
And his impact with Galvin. And Galvin's been playing good in
Galvin
the trials
is a
as well.
weapon.
Yeah,
I
machine.
think Galvin and Luai are going to do some special things this year.
Yeah,
Tigers.
and I'm really keen to see it. I'm really keen to see
me
how it
too.
goes.
I'm excited for them to bump up a bit.
Yeah, I know.
They came 16th. They can't get worse. They got 17th for the following year. It's like, it's a record, right?
Yeah, no, it's been a shambles.
Yeah,
I'll give them
it's
that.
bad.
It has been a shambles. But well, that's the season preview. We'll move on to some of the news that like some of the big things that have been happening the last few weeks in the NRL world. Ray, what do you have for us?
All right, Stato, let's start off with the big one. Bulldogs have asked for players' names to be put on the back of jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bid to try and make players more marketable, to
100%.
make them more of a brand themselves, and to push the game. What do you boys think of this, Stato?
Mate, that is a win-win. I've been asking for this for years. I think they used to do it in Origin.
Yeah, they're still doing Origin.
They still do it. You're right,
sure.
they do.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know why they don't do it. Look at soccer players. You see everyone wearing the Ronaldo jerseys, the Messi jerseys.
Yeah.
Mate, that's a great idea. Because, mate, I think it's good for the game. And like you said, great marketing skill for the players.
Yep.
Mate, all in.
Yeah, look, I'm a fan. I don't hate that at all. I feel like you said, I think it's really marketable for the game. I think it's really good. My only concern is that they could lose millions of dollars in sponsorships. Because a lot of the sponsors sit at the top of the jersey where they want the kind of the name. My only concern is that it could affect sponsorships. And
Could. But, mate, make the number a little bit smaller. There's
Yeah.
plenty of room for the names.
Yeah.
And sponsorship. Now, if your name is Uwaku, Tuaku, whatever the names are.
Yeah.
Good luck putting them in there.
yeah.
That's the only thing I see an issue.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like Raymond Fatale Mariner.
Yeah.
Hey, how's that going to go on there?
Yeah, but look, they're only going to put his last name. And they'll put Fantana Mariner. But I
That's
think,
still
like you're saying,
what I
they'll edit the font to make it small. I think it's a good idea.
I
I
think
like
it's
it. I think we should start seeing more of that. In every sport, they have it.
Kids will love
NBA, soccer,
Yeah, 100%.
NFL have that as well, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, mate,
Almost
I don't
every
know why.
sport.
You got to do it.
Yeah, we've got to jump on the
It's gotta be
bandwagon. Look, shout out to Aaron Warburton, the dog CEO, for actually wanting to come up with the idea and actually wanting to try push for it.
Mate, the only good thing Dog's done in history.
Okay, take it easy. Let's take it easy, big fella. But no, I like it. I'm for it.
No, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Listen, at the end of the day, the game is growing.
Yep.
It's getting bigger. And what better way to market your players? Plus, you don't think kids are going to want to buy
And Nathan Cleary or Burton, you know?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And everyone's doing that now. They'll go to pay to win
Yeah.
and get like the numbers added and the
Sure.
names, last names on there as well. Yeah,
Bro,
I'm for
there's
it.
a culture in the NBA right now where you buy a jersey just because of the player.
That's right.
Even if you don't support the team.
That's right.
That will definitely blow up, especially Western
For
Sydney.
sure.
Of course, yeah. And it's been like that for years. Like you'll see many people going around buying Luai jerseys and everything else.
Question for you: who would you put on there? And who would you put on there? I'm curious.
You know what? That's actually stumped me. That's a very good question.
I would put Matt Cooper on there.
You get ex-player.
The legend himself.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I'll
That's
put
fair.
Coopers.
I might just stay local in the Bankstown Boys and chuck on Mazzu at the back.
Yeah, you got to go old school.
You know
bro.
what I mean?
The
Yeah,
best.
you got to go old school with that. That's actually very cool. Yeah, definitely go old school.
It's El Masri or Mason, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason.
Old school.
Yeah, even
good.
Shrek or Amelie.
No Sonny Bill?
Bro, that's a low blow. But I have to pull like 2004, so it makes like the jersey worthwhile. Like the number will be 04. I have to. I have to for me.
you have
That'll be
to.
for me.
good.
But no, yeah, I like it. I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good way to get the game moving. Speaking of the game moving, we've got Vegas coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Big season to start at Vegas. Last year, like we said on Have a Chat last year, what a bizarre bummer that was. What a disaster that was. But this year, looks like their marketing team has really picked things up.
Yep.
They've teamed up with TKO and the WWE to get the marketing sort of moving forward, get everyone to know more about the game.
Yep.
Our
Surprise,
biggest
eh?
issue with last year was the fact that the marketing strategy was our game is tougher than yours. This year, it seems we just want you guys at the game.
Yep.
Come check it out. What do you guys think of the marketing that's been happening for Vegas this year? Do you think it's actually going to blow up or is it going to be a disaster again?
Mate, first of all, you can't say our game is better than yours. We're coming to your homeland, all right? We're trying to promote our game,
100%.
and we're saying, oh, we're better than yours. That's stuffed. Like, if they came here, I go, oh, our game's better than yours, we'll watch your NFL game. Break off. Biggest mistake. This year, massive improvements.
Yep.
They want Trump there, all right? I don't know what Vanna was talking about. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
the one trying the one Dana
All
White.
right? They know what to blow the trumpet.
Oh, the horn.
Sorry,
yes,
sorry,
yes,
the
yeah.
trumpet, the horn.
Yeah, the horn.
Mate, they're going all out. And
They want-
I'm all for it.
They want Tom Brady,
I'm all
Rob
for
Gronkowski.
it.
Yeah.
Mate, go hard in. And, like, don't be better than them.
Yeah.
Be equal at least. At best. Like,
Oh, I
mate,
think we put out that statement last year to show just what our game is about.
Yeah.
Like I know there were ways to go about it, but we tried to really make a statement. And I knew that it was always going to take time with advertising the game in Vegas. I knew that the first year they did it, it was always going to be rough. Like you do anything new, it was going to be rough. But
Yeah.
in time, as you pick it up, you take the pros and cons, and then you roll with it the next year. They've done really well this year.
Yeah.
You know, it took me by surprise when I was watching WWE Raw, and
Mate.
I'd seen Aaron Woods there, and they're talking about his career. 249 games, played for these clubs, represented these teams, and did this. And then Pat McAfee, the commentator, like geeing up, yes, I can't wait to be part of it.
mate, that's what you want.
I
you want.
I wouldn't have thought in 2 years, like by the second year, that it would have gotten to the point of going to WWE. I think
Massive.
the way it's marketed has been amazing.
Yes, that's
you know,
what we need.
Canberra CEO reaching out to, like you said, reaching out to Dana White. You know, Vandy's reaching out to Trump. You know, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. You know, reaching out to these type of players in the second year, they've done it in the terms of a marketing perspective so much better.
So much better.
And I think we'll start seeing the success year by year as we continue to do Vegas for the next few years, because it gives every team the chance to go over. And I think it'll be fine. I think even this year they're getting a Super League game over there as well, and they're getting the girls to go play a game there as
Yeah.
well. So the NRL are doing more on their end as well to not just say, okay, here's 2 games, good luck.
good, bro.
Let's make it more of a spectacle. You know what? We'll bring the Super League, get them involved.
Yeah.
We'll get the girls game involved. It's the women. So it can attract to every sort of person that can bring eyes onto the game. I think it's great. I think they've done so much better than last year, and they've really taken on the criticism of what went poor last year and what went well.
they improved.
And they've improved so much. So much.
Mate, I would love to see an American rugby league side.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I know Daniel Vito has played a couple of internationals for USA in the last few months. He's taken a break from wrestling after it got released and did a bit of work in TNA and everything else, but I know that he went and played for USA and represented them. They're trying to get the league going over there. You remember Eddie Pettyborn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been living in the US, playing over there, trying to coach a team there, trying to get the
No
game
way.
started in America. I know that Phil Good is they're doing tryouts. I don't know if you know that this right, but they're doing tryouts in America, like so for people to play NRL. Phil Good is going to go over there and try to sign 2-3 players over there to come to the Dogs.
That's good.
And try to train them up and down. Like I think it's great. Like I think the
not?
way they've capitalized on this
Why not?
so much better than the previous year. So there's potential to grow. So if they've done that just in their second year, what will the next few years look like of advertising and promoting?
Well, they're bringing over the NFL to Melbourne.
That's right, in 26.
well.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea.
26? Season 26?
Yeah, this is the second time they brought the NFL over. They brought college games.
That's right.
But it's
Previously.
an actual game.
NFL.
Yeah, it's going to be
That's
crazy.
mad.
Yeah.
NBA's coming too.
Yeah, that's good.
Listen, I think the way you know this is a success, last year they kept calling the game rugby. This year they're calling it league.
Yeah.
And
It's league,
the
it's not
big
rugby.
thing. Yeah, that is the big thing, and I think the states are starting to understand
Yeah,
our
it's
game.
different.
Hopefully we put on a better spectacle than we did last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
But last year wasn't that bad. Became better.
The broadcast was pretty bad, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They were shot like the celebrity they had in the crowd. We said this last year. The celebrity they had in the crowd was some random guy that helped organize the event.
Yeah. like I said, teething issues. Your first year, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's first
You
year.
figure it out. But look, I think it's even
Trial
great.
and
It's
error.
even great for the players, man. The players are loving it. You know, they recover. Like
atmosphere,
Canberra had their
mate.
recovery sessions, and Jamal Fogarty came out. And he was like, "Look, I didn't think that part of my recovery is going to be swimming in a pool where there's going to be cocktails and there's going to be TVs, you know,
Mad.
galore, and you know, like there's you walk through and you just see everything out there. Like, he goes, I've never experienced anything like it. It's great for the game. Like it's good
mad,
exposure.
No, I love it.
All right. Last story for you boys today, coming from the Sydney Morning Herald. The NRL is considering dividing up its top broadcast assets, including marquee State of Origin series, and offering them to streaming services for the first time after declaring the game has become Australia's top-rated sport. In saying that, Volandis has said, "We are looking at all formats, and this is one of them. The jewel in the crown is State of Origin, and there's other channels interested. Ideally, we'd like it all to be one package. But if you look at the NFL and how they do it, they're very successful. We'll analyze it and watch it. They are looking to get rid of KO. I've been saying that for months. And they're looking to put all of NRL onto either different streaming services or one streaming service as a whole. What do you boys think about the move from Foxtel live free-to-air channels to the streaming services?
Mate, if Foxtel lose rugby league, they're gone. They're gone, I reckon. Having it on different streaming services is a stupid idea.
Yep.
Because you're forcing families to buy more than one streaming device.
Well, streaming services, yeah.
Services, sorry. That's pathetic. I think all in the one here, I think one streaming service is what's needed.
Yeah.
No brainer.
Yeah.
You can't have like on Netflix, the Origin, the rugby league played on KO, and then, I don't know,
Yeah.
international sport on Disney.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think, look, I know that this is probably the most, I think NRL made a total of like $770 million.
Oh, they killed it.
It's been very successful.
Killed it.
Last year was the most successful year.
Biggest year.
Yeah, biggest year. So I don't blame Flanders for
Why not?
venturing out. I think it's a great idea. And I think the more, and it's another way to get exposure of our game
Why
out to
not?
the
Yeah.
world. Now, I agree with you. It has to be, and like Flanders is fighting for, ideally keep it on the one service. Like you said, I don't want to have to flick through between regular season games, State of Origin, internationals.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying as it is when we have Channel 9 doing, State of Origin, and it's not on Fox or on KO. And every time we jump on KO, we're like, where is it? Why do we have it? Like, that is annoying in itself.
Yeah.
Now, losing free to air,
That's a big one.
it's a big loss. It's a huge loss.
Not everyone can afford.
That's the thing. So they're gonna, if the NRL want to do this, and I like the idea, venture out, go get into the streaming services, but they got to make it on the one streaming service.
Have to.
It's the
No
only way
question.
to make it.
There's no question.
There's no question about it. It's like WWE. Everything they've done is through Netflix.
Yes.
Same thing. You're not going to get Raw and SmackDown on one show and then get pay-per-views. Like, you get them all on the one
That's how you
streaming
do
service.
it.
That's how you got to do it.
That's how
So
you do it.
as long as it stays on the one streaming service and it's fine. But look, if Channel 9 lose, like if free to air lose on NRL games, man, it's a massive
I
loss
don't
for
think that would
them.
happen. That can't happen.
I think there's got to be a way. They put replays or something. It's
No, Jay, I think you're off on this one. Bro, this is the way of the world. Everyone's got Netflix, everyone's got Disney. I think free to air's done. I think what they're finding is that no one's watching Channel 9 anymore. Bro, they're all on Fox League. And Foxtel cannot afford KO, which is why they're moving everything over to Binge. But they are not happy with the service that they're providing. So they're like, why not chuck it on Netflix or Amazon Prime?
Personally, I would love if it's on Netflix.
yeah, I think it'd be cool.
You got wrestling on Netflix.
Yeah.
You got rugby league. That's all you need.
Yeah,
It's the new Foxtel.
yeah,
What do you need?
it's the way forward. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan. I think it has to stay on the one streaming service. But yeah, I love the idea.
But I think, Ray, they'll still keep at least 2 or 3 games on Channel 9. They'll do it. That will never change.
I think Channel 9 fights so hard
Step
for
2 or
State of
3.
Origin and for the grand final.
Yeah, they'll keep Origin. They'll keep
they
Grand
will
Final.
chuck so much money at them that they'll have to keep them there.
Yeah.
But there's no chance they keep regular season games.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the moment, the big pool that Channel 9 have is Origin and Grand Final.
Gotta wait and see, hey?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I like the idea of moving to a streaming service. But like you said, Ray, you're right. The way the life is at the moment, no one cares for free to air. I know that. I don't care for free to air. Like I don't talk to anyone that goes and watches Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10.
Does the TV even have antenna?
That's besides the point.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You don't even need an antenna for
Exactly,
your TV.
yeah. Everything is streaming services. Everything I do is KO, Netflix at the moment, for me personally.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm for it. I love it.
Yeah.
I think we've got an idea.
Sure.
Yeah, well, guys, DG, thank you so much for joining.
we'll be
Thank you
right
so
back.
much for watching. Hey?
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into League Chat with the Stat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like the video, comment, share it, subscribe to the Have a Chat Productions, where all NRL content will be on. Follow League Chat with the Stat on Instagram. I'm going to start doing a bit more on Instagram as well.
Good, right?
Thank you, Ray, for the reminder. But no, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your feedback, good or bad. If you're going to roast me, bring it on. I love getting
I'll be
roasted.
the first one to roast him.
Yeah, perfect. Even better.
Back
So
on.
that's all right. But Jay, thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Pleasure.
Legend. Thanks,
Thank
bro.
you.
Ray,
Ray,
thanks for doing your thing.
Legend.
Always a pleasure, my
And
friend.
we'll see you
boys.
guys next time.